Hello, this is Kirill from ForexBoat.com and welcome back to the course on money management. Fasten up your seatbelts because today is going to be a rough lecture. It's going to be quite long, and the concepts that we have to understand in order to master the fixed ratio money management method are unique. They're different to what you're normally expecting, so make sure you're sitting tight, you got your coffee if you need one, and off we go. So, core concepts of the fixed ratio trading method. Let's remember one name of a variable that we will be using throughout. The name is delta, and you can see it here on the top right. We'll set delta initially at $1,000 for every lot, and right now that may make no sense whatsoever, but it will in just a couple of brief minutes. So let's just remember that delta is $1,000 per every lot. Now let's focus on the left side of the screen. We've got funds, which is $1,000. That means currently we've got $1,000 on our account. And lots, and that's the initial volume, transactional volume that we've set for our trading. We're saying that right now we have $1,000 on our account and we choose to trade with one lot. So just as a brief side note, we will talk about how to determine this initial lot or this initial volume. We'll talk about that in another section of this course, which is the Kelly criterion, which is just a mind-blowing formula, and it'll literally change your life once you find out what that is. But for now, we'll just say that through our experience or through our just calculations or gut feel, we decided that since we have $1,000 in our account, we're going to be trading with one lot using the trading strategy that we're using. So what the fixed ratio trading, we'll just call it what the fixed ratio money management method tells us is it tells us when we should increase to 2 lots and so on. So let's say we reach $2,000 on our account. Is it time to increase to 2 lots, or is it not yet time? Well, this is where the delta comes into play. So basically what the delta in the fixed ratio money management method means is that it tells you exactly when you need to increase your lots into the next step. So from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, and so on. And what it's saying is that every single one of your lots that you're currently trading with has to first earn a delta, and then you can only move on to the next level. So given that at the start we had one lot that we were trading with, as soon as that one lot brings a total of 1 delta onto our account, that's when we will increase to 2 lots. So delta is $1,000. And if one lot were to bring delta, our account would increase by $1,000. So given that our account initially was $1,000, if we add a delta, it becomes $2,000, what we can see now. So that means it's time to increase to 2 lots. Alright, that might have been a bit complicated. Let's do the next one, and it'll start getting clearer as we do them consecutively. So now we have 2 lots on our account. The fixed ratio money management method says that every single one of the lots that we're trading with has to bring us an extra delta on our account for us to move to the next step. So we have 2 lots that we're trading with, and 2 deltas, they have to bring us 2 deltas basically. So we're going to keep trading. It might take us 100 transactions. It might take us 3 weeks of trading, might take a year of trading, however long it takes. But as soon as the 2 lots that we're trading with, or basically as soon as we increase our account by 2 more deltas, that's when we can go to the next step. So what does that mean? That means that our current funds have to equal $4,000, and that's when we can go to the next step. I know this is the tricky part that it's easy to get wrong, but you have to be careful here and concentrate on the actual volume that you're increasing to. So in this case, we're not increasing to 4 lots, but we're actually increasing to 3 lots. So your lots are increasing just step by step. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just linearly. Well, yeah, your lots are increasing linearly, but at only certain points, checkpoints of your total funds on your account. Okay, so I hope this is getting a bit clearer. Let's go to the next one. Now we have 3 lots trading on our account. It might take us 3 months or 5 months or 2 years to get to the next step, but the next step will only happen when we get 3 more deltas. Each delta is $1,000, so 4 plus 3 deltas equals $7,000. As soon as we have $7,000 in our account, that means we're allowed to go to the next step, which is correct, 4 lots. Alright, let's do one more. So now we have 4 lots that we're trading with on our account. So all the transactions we're conducting, they are 4 lots each. And maybe 50 transactions later, maybe 3 weeks later, we get to the next step. Let's determine where that next step is. So in order for us to progress to the next step, the $7,000, the 4 lots that we're trading with, every transaction, they have to increase our funds by 4 deltas. So currently our funds are $7,000. Our funds have to increase by 4 deltas, which means $4,000, which means $11,000. As soon as we have $11,000 on our account, once again, we don't know how long it'll take us to get there, but as soon as we get there, we are allowed to increase our lots to the next step, which is 5 lots, and so on. So this is the core concept of the fixed ratio money management method. It might be a bit vague at this point in time, but in the next tutorial, we will visualize it in the form of bar charts, just like we did with the Larry Williams method, and it will become much clearer. So even if you haven't grasped it yet, don't be afraid to move on to the next tutorial. Things will become much more clearer there. I look forward to seeing you then. Until next time, happy trading.